Hey, Captain Mike here from Four Ribs Fishing, and today's episode is going to be a little different. I have my brand new 2024 GMC Sierra HD, and I'm going to start making some modifications to it for work and for fun. So stay tuned. Today I'm going to be upgrading my 2024 Sierra 2500 HD with the General Motors branded Borla exhaust. And this is the one that people say doesn't drone on the highway, isn't too overly loud when you're towing, but still gives it a nice rumble. And what you get in the kit is new Borla stainless steel muffler with hangers. Looks like a resonator with hangers, and you get a tailpipe, and you get to choose black or silver or polished stainless steel, I should say. You get two hangers, you get a hat that you may or may not wear, and you get some instructions that won't mention your year vehicle. Part number 194-20408. All right, so first thing you want to do when you get under your truck is to lubricate these exhaust hardware bolts. My truck's a week old, so I'm not expecting to have any problems, but I don't know how old yours is, so get some of this stuff on there and let her soak. All right, so if we take a close look at the old OEM exhaust system, you will see that there are no connections. It's all welded, one giant piece. Thanks, GM. It's gonna make it a little bit harder. Borla says in their instruction manual that you can't take it out in one piece unless you lift the body. They don't. I'm assuming they mean the bed, which I know isn't all that difficult of a job, but I think 99% of people who are going to put this system on will not be interested in doing that. What they do recommend is right past the muffler hangers in this area to make a cut. And you can see I've put a hose clamp on there because it's just really not an easy spot to make sure that you're making a straight cut. I'm going to try to do my best to keep this cut as straight as possible, and I think I'm going to take these two parts to a muffler shop and get them to expand one side and weld an extension on the other so that I can slip fit this back together and put a clamp on it right here when I go to trade the truck in. On second thought, I'm just going to use an exhaust union like the one in this photo. Here we go, cutting into my 1 week old truck. Next step, if your exhaust has been on there a long time, I suggest you hit these little bushings with some silicone spray or some kind of lubricant. There's a cool tool for pushing these bushings off of their mounts, but I don't have one. So I'm hoping that since mine are new, they're just gonna wanna come out. And the tailpipe came out. Use a 15mm socket to remove the flange nuts and hold on to them because you're going to reuse them. I'm working by myself, so I'm going to put a couple jack stands under the muffler. It's kind of heavy. If you have a helper, you probably don't need to do this. Here I'm using a piece of wood to push off that rubber hanger bushing. But that tool I had a picture of before would have been much, much easier. Oh, that one was easy. Oh, it wasn't so terrible. Wow, they go in there nice. That was easy. We're going to put these nuts in, but I'm not going to tighten down anything yet. Okay, I'm going to put the exhaust clamp on and make sure that the nut is facing a direction that I could reach it easily. I'll slide the muffler. I've gone ahead and put some bubble wrap around the exhaust tip just so I don't scratch it up putting this on. And that's the female side, so I'll put the clamp on that. That side looks okay. There she goes. New exhaust wants to go together. Old exhaust does not. Make sure the exhaust tip is tilted down a little so that any condensation will run out. And then make sure the exhaust tip doesn't protrude past the side of the truck. Once you're happy with how the system fits, you can start tightening all the bolts. These flange bolts require 18 to 22 foot-pounds of torque. These clamps require 32 to 35 foot-pounds of torque. That install took about 40 minutes to an hour. Of course, it was a lot easier with the truck being up on the lift, but you could certainly do this in your driveway on jack stands. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you, and tight lines.